What's up, guys? Happy Monday and happy day 9 of Preptober. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that we are 9 days in already. It's just flying by. But thank you so much for coming to hang out with me today. Nevertheless, even though time is flying, we're still hanging out and it's going to be a good one, you guys. Today, I am sharing with you a highly requested video, and that is how I wrote, finished, and published a novel relying heavily on a planner system, relying heavily on these two planners. Well, not this one, this is a brand new one, but relying heavily on a Passion Planner daily and an Erin Condren weekly. So while I'm not going to give you like a full look through of my planners, because there are a lot of personal and private notes and journaling and information in the spreads that I did, there's also spoilers for my book in them. And I'm sure there's one person watching this who also wants to read the book and doesn't want the ending spoiled. So I am just going to basically show you a few things and then recreate exactly what I did in both of these planners to give you guys an exact idea of how to set it up on your own if you so desire. And while I'm not going to give a complete flip through of my Passion Planner daily, I will show you guys, this is what it looks like to finish your book while using the Passion Planner daily. And I just love this so much. The Passion Planner has been my favorite planner for a while, you guys. Well, and Erin Condren. Erin Condren is a favorite as well for the weekly. I just absolutely love them. And I think they just make the perfect pair for staying on top of things and being accomplished, going after your goals. So this is Chunky Monkey, where I finished my book. This is going to be a treasure forever. And I'm so glad I have these amazing stickers on here, especially my Freddie. I love him so much. Okay, anyway, so before we dive into this Passion Planner daily, let me show you exactly where this started for me, where it began using my planners to finish a novel. Right here, custom cover, Do It for the Dream Life on my Erin Condren. When I ordered this last year, I thought, this is it. I have to finish something, and I need a cover that is going to motivate me. And lo and behold, Erin Condren, God bless them, lets you make a custom cover with photos. I think that is amazing. They're good. They're good quality too. They're not like super perfect, but they turn out good quality photos, and they're the same price as the other covers that they have. And I just love that you can customize it. I do wish that these words were centered in this block instead of pushed all the way up at the top, but nevertheless, it clearly did the trick, and I'm really happy with it. Now, while it looks like my dream life is to be in Hawaii every single day, I promise you that's not it. My dream life is just to hang out with my boys every single day. My dream life is to just make it so that my husband can stay at home with us every single day. That's it. That's all I want. So it started here. I made this cover and I thought, if this cover is on the front of my planner, then I will feel differently about my follow through because I'm not doing it just for me. And that means something to me. That is very important. So this is what got me started, just the custom cover from Erin Condren. And here's the second step that I took. After the cover, here's what I started writing at the front of the month of each of my planners. This is from August because, of course, it changed once I started writing my novel. This is the least spoilery one that I can share with you guys. So here's what I did. I wrote at the top of the page at the start of the month in the little note section that the Erin Condren Weekly provides for you. I wrote, how much could I possibly change and improve my life in the next year if I just showed up as the best version of me every single day? And that was a great thing to just wonder on. And then my word of the year is devotion. If you don't know, there's this thing called one little word or word of the year where people at the start of the new year, when they're creating their goals, their dreams, their resolutions, choose a word, just a word to focus on or gravitate toward and focus your goals on throughout the year. My word is devotion. So I started writing, I am devoted to improving my mental and physical health. I am devoted to seeing myself free from anxiety. I'm devoted to being more present as a mom and wife. For those of you who don't know, I had long haul, you know what, of the big virus since October of 2021. And I'm still finding myself struggling with that a little bit. And it really, not only did it affect my health, it way ramped up my anxiety, my panic, my stress. So I stopped feeling like myself after being sick for so long. And it was really hard to, when you can't breathe and when you're panicked about your health, it's really hard to, I mean, of course, I'm present every single day. I'm here with my family every single day. I'm a homeschool mama, but I felt like I wasn't laughing. I felt like I wasn't in the moment. I felt like I wasn't enjoying things because a part of me was anxious and scared all the time, nonstop. I finally managed to crawl out of that. But this was one of my things to focus on and be devoted on back in August. And then lastly, for the ones that aren't spoilery or personal and private, I'm devoted to my writing and trusting the process. And I wrote this every single month. This started back for me in January. And the thing that I wrote in January, I just wrote at the top, how much could one person possibly change their life in just 1 year if they showed up as the best version of themselves every single day. And let me tell you something, you guys, I did finish the novel. I did publish the novel. I still didn't show up as the best version of me every single day. There were hard days, but I questioned it. And that was the right place to start. If I just attempted to ask what the best version of Alana does every single day, and I tried to show up as that person, I made huge strides, huge progress, huge improvements in my life, in my health, in my well-being, in my writing, in my goals, my dreams, all of that. So the right place for me to start was just with that question. And this is what I was writing every single month. Across from those note pages, Erin Condren provides you with just a little spot of boxes for your month. This is all just publishing and book stuff underneath here, but these were my goals. Some of this is a checklist to publishing, and I've already completed it. My book is already out there. So yeah, and we're 9 days in? So it's working, you guys. October accomplishments, I'm going to write these in here, my favorite moments of the month of October, and then of course, gratitude. This is what I've been doing for all the previous months of the year, my accomplishments and my favorite moments. I've also been finding a spot in here somewhere to write how I did, how I feel about the accomplishments for the month. Okay, next, let's go to how I used the weekly layouts. So before we dive into actually what was on the planner, one of the best decisions that I made to work on my goals was to give up as many things as possible that were not relevant to my goals or were not important to my life, my life as a mom and a wife. I was gonna rhyme there. Anything that wasn't super important, anything that could go was gone. So I stopped watching television. I stopped social media. I wasn't on Instagram. Of course, as most of you know, I wasn't posting videos here on my channel. I was just focusing on my life and my goals. Maybe some people can juggle it all. I certainly couldn't. And I also started to be really aware of how Instagram was affecting my well-being. It's just not enjoyable anymore. There's a lot of great people posting a lot of great content on there, but my gosh, there is just so much hate and anger and loathing and comments that are just like, why would you be angry about that? So I bailed and I have zero regrets. So that was one of the best decisions that I made, was quitting social media and not giving in to distractions. If you can juggle it, if you certainly feel like you can do all of that, I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm not saying get off of social media, but that was what worked for me. The next thing that worked really well for me was having a structured routine, but a structured routine where my brain would recognize we were moving on to the next thing and I was able to dive right in. So not fun, but the same thing for breakfast every morning, the same sitting outside on the patio for fresh air and drinking tea every morning before starting homeschool. My brain just worked better. I'm not sure. I know there is something scientific behind that. But so yeah, exact same meal for breakfast, exact same tea and sitting outside, exact same time for homeschool. Of course, we didn't cover the exact same thing, but the exact same amount of time on homeschool, and then eating the exact same thing for lunch, making sure that it was nutritious, but still eating the exact same thing. These are less decisions that I had to make. I guess I was freeing up my brain for more creativity. So I was not deciding what I was going to have for breakfast. I was not deciding what I was going to have for lunch. I was not thinking about the 20 different blends of tea that I have in my pantry and which one I was going to have. I wasn't making extra decisions. So there was still a lot of space in my brain for creativity and decision making when I finally did sit down to write. Then I would come to this planner on the Sunday before, and sometimes I would fill up the whole thing. Sometimes I would just go day to day and then just do it every evening before. But I would write the same routine, the exact same structure for every single day of the week in this planner, as you can see here. I would write a little note or something at the top. By the way, happy Thanksgiving, Canada. I love you. If you're wondering what this is, our chickens, they finally laid an egg. My gosh, we've had those crazy girls since the end of March, I think, and we finally got an egg today. They were like, happy Thanksgiving, here you go. Here's one egg. Gosh, anyway, I'm not bitter. So I would write something at the top, something encouraging about my writing, or something that I want was important for the day, like Thanksgiving, or, just anything. Just, I would save that little space up at the top to write a little note. And then the rest, I would write the things that I had to do today, my checklist of things that I had to do. Now, school exists somewhere else, so it only says school, but I have our curriculum and the things we have to cover listed somewhere else. So I would just write school, and then the housework that I had to do, or the appointments I had to make, laundry, whatever, all of that would exist as a checklist in this top box. The next box down, I would write writing related goals. I would just write, as you can see here, my goal for today is brainstorming and writing time. I want to answer 5 of my plot questions. So if you missed it, I have a plotting notebook and I play 20 questions with my novel basically, but actually 50 questions. And I want to answer at least 5 questions a day, every single day leading up to NaNoWriMo. So I need to answer 5 questions today, and I need to edit 1 episode. More information on that coming soon, but that's what I need to do. So those are my writing goals. I break this down and expand on it more in my Passion Planner Daily. So you'll see that when we get to it. And then I always write what we're having for dinner. I do have dinners all planned ahead for the rest of the week. Again, the less decisions that you have to make in the moment when you're trying to have a successful writing day, the better off you'll be. So I have all of our dinner. I just need to write them in, like I said. So I would write our dinners at the top of the bottom box, and then anything additional that I have to do for myself, or if I promised my kiddos I would watch a movie with them, or if I'm expecting an Amazon delivery, or if I need to order some materials for homeschool crafts or something like that. Anything extra, miscellaneous, additional would go right here. Or if I didn't decorate like a madwoman, they would go at the lines in the bottom. So just to recap the weekly planner, I highly recommend, if you want to use your planners to complete a novel, that you make all your decisions in here. Use this as a decision maker for you so you can free up brain space so you're not making decisions in the moment. Especially for NaNoWriMo. If you don't want to do this always, or if you have your planner set up for a lot of other things and you have it for work and you need a lot of space to write and you don't have the room to do that, at least maybe give it a try for NaNoWriMo. So the least amount of decisions you have to make in the moment, the better off you'll be. Meal planning, I highly recommend that. And then setting your writing goals, I make a big deal about doubling up. So I put my writing goals in here and then in more detail in my daily planner. And then I make sure that I come back and check them off and answer for myself. If I didn't get it done, why not? For Fridays, this is my, I call it full-on Fridays or flat-out Fridays, where I try to get, just maximize my word count. because for Fridays for homeschool, we just have a review day. The boys read their assigned reading, their books, and then we just review what we covered the other days of the week. So I have a lot more time on Fridays, and I just try to just full out as much writing as I possibly can. So I fill up most of Friday with encouragement to myself. You got this, you can do it, you're gonna go full out, you're gonna double your word count. My word count goal, not like go from 20,000 to 40,000, not like that. I'm going to double like what I've previously done, that sort of thing. Then my Saturday and Sunday are almost always rest and recovery days and reset days. I reset my life, my household, our family to prepare for a successful next week. So grocery shopping, refrigerator organization, getting some rest and relaxation. And now I was still writing on these days, but I was being a little bit easier on myself for it. So that is basically a generalization of how I used the weekly. If you have any questions at all about this one, feel free to leave them down below and I will catch up with you guys there. So now we're going to take a look at my Passion Planner Daily. Okay, so now let's move into the Passion Planner Daily. This is a Passion Planner undated daily planner. I absolutely freaking love this planner so much, you guys. The reason I get the undated is because sometimes I don't need a planner on a day. We're doing something, family adventure, I don't need to write. We went hiking in a giant thing across the spread, or sometimes I have a weekend where I'm heavily focused on one thing, like writing or editing, for example, or brainstorming or drafting, and I dedicate Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all in this one page, or to this one page, or I dedicate this one page to Friday, Saturday. That's it. I dedicate this one pages spread to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We are 16 minutes in, you guys. This is where Alana starts to lose words. Okay. And I love that. And I can show you guys how to do that if you want to see. If you want a different video where I show you how to create a spread dedicated to like a weekend of really focusing hard on writing, maybe something for NaNoWrimo, we can totally do that. Just let me know if you want to see that and I will make it for you guys. But for right now, I'm just going to show you how I used it from day to day on a regular basis. Now, this does have some cute stickers on it, but normally I wouldn't decorate it all that much. As I got closer to finishing the novel, I really went heavy with decorating to give myself like that extra little bit of inspiration and push. But in the beginning, when I first started writing, when I was first working through this and focusing on the goal of actually getting to the end of it, I didn't dedicate any creativity to putting stickers on the page of my planners. And it really does draw away from your creativity. Like I said, the more creativity and the more thinking and thought process you use somewhere else, the less you will have for the novel when you get to it. So really think about what is a priority and what can be tossed out. So of course, to start, I would do the date, obviously. And then I would do my focus, which would be writing or brainstorming or drafting or editing. Today, I need to do brainstorming. So this is going to look a little bit different. So for the things that I don't need to do today, but that I want to share with you that I did do, for writing the first one, I'm just not going to write it in. I'll just tell you what I did. Then over on this side, at the top, I would write the title of my novel every single day. And I would take my time, I would write it slowly, and then I would outline it, make cute little shadows, put star doodles around it. If you know, you know. I would write Sporadic Magic every single day up at the top of the page with little star doodles all around it, give it some color. And then I would write October 2023 at the bottom, and then my name. I started that months ago, and I actually got the book out in October of 2023. I treated my novel as if it had a deadline. Even though I published it myself, I still worked as though I had to have it finished at that time. I didn't want to be vague about it. And it forced me to work toward that goal, to really get the word count in every single day, to make the edits that were necessary every single day because it said at the top of every page that it was coming out in October, and by heck, it did come out in October. That it works, you guys. It might sound a little bit woo-woo, but it worked. If you're working on a first draft, if you want to do this for NaNoWriMo, you can put your working title up at the top and then finished with 50,000 words by November 30th. Is it 30th or 30? There's 30 days in November. Yeah. So you can just write your working title and finished by for your draft, right? It doesn't have to be a full finished novel ready to publish by the end of NaNoWriMo, of course, but that will still work. Then I would use decorative boxes to write quotes that were inspiring to me, things that were encouraging me. You got this. This book is coming out in this many weeks. Like any of those things, I would write in decorative boxes. Over here, because I have to use this box today, I am going to write story progress. But this is where I would write word count and sprints. And I would write it just like this. I just smeared it already, but I would write it just like this at the top of this box. And I would write my first sprint, how many words I got, and then what total I had now. Second sprint, how many words I got, the total I have now. When I was doing this for a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I would divide these up into Friday, a little square for Friday, a little square for Saturday, and a little square for Sunday. But normally I would just use this for one day, and then the sprint, the number of words I got, and then the total. That's what this was for. I explained that for too long. Sorry. And then for my game changer goal, I would write either a scene that I wanted to work on up here or a word count goal. So I wanted to have a 9K word day. I would write 9,000 words and then finish to chapter whatever or a scene or something like that up here. And then I would write over here down this side or along the bottom, depending on how many of these boxes I had, I would write something about the scene that I was working on. So I would write something like, Selene is in the manor and she's cleaning and a thunderstorm comes and what happens next? Like that's not really spoilery, but it is in there. And then I would focus on that. I would have this planner open, like either on my desk or on my bed or wherever I was writing, and I would focus on that. And then I would write what happened next and that I actually got it written out. These two spots right here were gratitude, or sometimes I would skip these encouragement boxes and do a huge thing of gratitude. And I would be grateful for the fact that I focused on this book and I completed it, or whatever goal it is. You guys, this can work for any goal. It doesn't have to be a novel. So whatever it is, I would just be so grateful and I would feel it. I would be so grateful that I worked on it until it was finished. Again, it worked. So sometimes I would do a little jot note of gratitude over here, like I'm grateful for Nate, I'm grateful for tea, I'm grateful for fresh air, or sometimes I would do like just a letter of really feeling gratitude. And then I call it manifestation, but it's not, it is, but it isn't. It's just things that I wanted to focus on, like narrow down the specific goals, what my hopes and dreams are. And I would just jot them down here or sometimes over here. I never use this as an actual hourly slot unless I had an appointment outside of the house or a phone call to make, or something really important that I needed to remember that I had to have in every planner. Otherwise, I use this for just jot notes of things, more encouragement, more focus on my dreams. I really filled this up with dreams and goals, you guys. I would do my mood still. I would do a word today in one word. And then I would write in here like reminders to drink the water, take the vitamins, get the fresh air, do the exercise, that sort of thing. And that's basically it. That's how I would use it, you guys. Hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions, definitely leave them for me. Anything that I do in my planners, I always say this, you guys, anything I do in my planners, in my journals, my notebooks, all of that can be done with a simple pen and a piece of paper or a calendar. I do have all of this stuff linked down in the description below for you guys if you want to check it out. I do have a discount code for you, and Passion Planner is currently having their 10-year anniversary sale. I have a link for the Erin Condren stuff as well. But again, I'm not here to get pennies from an affiliate link. I really want you guys to feel encouraged. So if you want to do this with a simple pen and paper or a basic notebook, go right ahead. It can be done in the exact same way. I also have a link down in the description to my book now, if you want to check it out, if you're curious. It is a children's book, just so you know. If that's not your jam, that's totally cool. But if you're curious about what I actually did right, it is down in the description below. So thanks again for hanging out with me for this one, you guys. I will have more Preptober videos to come and lots of fun stuff for daily videos in NaNoWriMo. That is all for this one. I will see you in my next one. Tell your dog I said hi. Bye, guys.